Hello everyone. For my video this week, I am going to be posting just some audio. In 2020, when I was still in school, I took a class called Your TED Talk, and in that class, everyone wrote a speech based either on research or their own experiences, and the topic that I chose was the most mysterious and strange experience I've had in my life. I had a couple of people who know me, IRL, request that I post this, and I was meaning to do it anyway, but I was sort of waiting for someone to ask for it. So since a couple of people did, here it is.
If you want to hear a good story, ask someone, anyone, what is the strangest, most unexplainable thing that has ever happened to you? Mine happened for me when I was a little kid. I must have been 6 years old. I remember I was in the first grade, and since my birthday is in the summer, I was one of the youngest in the class. My earliest precise memory of the day, I was at school. As I wandered around the schoolyard, I thought, today's the last day. And I was so excited. I still have no idea what that meant, last day. Maybe the last day of school before a weekend or a school break, or the last day of the year altogether. I really don't know, but the thought kept running back into my mind. It's the last day. From the start of recess to the time when we all lined up and filed into the classroom. I can still see myself standing in that classroom with my little uniform on. It was a white shirt with a Peter Pan collar, the round kind that looked like petals, and a maroon plaid jumper and knee socks. Standing there, I closed my eyes to blink, and when I opened them, I was lying in my bed, still in my uniform, all the way down to my shoes. I have never been so confused and at the same time so absolutely sure of something, because I woke up with the overwhelming certainty that time had passed. 24 hours minimum, and probably more. It just could not have been the same day. I got up and I wandered around my house asking, what day is it? Is today the last day? But with my voice hoarse from sleeping, no one understood what I was saying, and I couldn't get an answer. When I was older, I asked my mother again if she remembered what that day was or what had happened. She had no idea what I was talking about and told me I must have been dreaming. Of course, that's the logical answer. People have vivid dreams all the time, usually of mundane things, and children are especially prone to sleep disorders. But by that point, it didn't matter. I had already felt my life divide in two. My first existential crisis at age 6 changed me. It changed the way I understand the very nature of existence, my understanding of time and space, and my relationship with faith. That moment in my life has become a bit of a joke, or a fun thing to say to pull a conversation away from small talk. Depending on who I'm talking to, there are a lot of theories that I'll entertain about what was or wasn't real about it. Glitches in the matrix, falling through parallel universes, alien abduction. I'm especially partial to alien theory. After the last day, I became very afraid of the dark, being outside at night, and aliens. So much so that one night when my father pulled up in front of the house, instead of getting out and walking the maybe 6 feet to the front door, I asked him, "Do you believe in aliens?" My hope was that he would say no and that I was being stupid. But he didn't. The air changed then. He told me so resolutely that it felt like anger, that he did because he had seen a UFO himself. And right then, he called his mother as a witness. In the alien world, it's said that sightings and abductions run in families. There's a certain sense it makes. I don't have the strongest conviction that I had an alien encounter, but to say I might have is a more complete story. It puts my mind more at rest than to say I had a trick of the brain, a memory lapse, a childhood seizure, or a bad dream. There's a grandeur to it that justifies the shock waves that the experience sent through my life that nothing else could. Peter Corey is a man who claims to have had multiple extraterrestrial encounters as an adult, preceded by events of high strangeness started when he was just a few days old. In 1971, as a child of 7, Peter and some friends were playing on the rooftop in Lebanon when an egg-shaped craft appeared in the sky in front of them. He saw 2 of what he described as tall, thin people staring out at them through the windows. The other children remembered nothing. Right after they had seen the craft, they woke up inside with no memory of what had happened or how they got there. Hearing that story for the first time, I broke into a cold sweat. It didn't make my experience more real. It had always been real to me. But to believe something spiritually, the way people believe in love, or religion, or aliens, is different from the way people believe in what you can see with your eyes and touch with your hands. It's another realm of reality, one that someone else might accept, and accept with a fullness beyond entertaining a thought, humoring an idea, or just taking a moment to imagine. There is a theory among paranormal researchers that it's difficult, if not impossible, to collect physical evidence on alien life because it isn't exactly extraterrestrial. They're not denizens of physical space so much as a psychic phenomenon. The encounter is made for the individual to interact with fully and in the moment, not to record it or to capture it. These events of high strangeness push people to question their perspectives. That experience can't be shared as a fact because it inherently criticizes what we call real and true. It is shared by word of mouth, through families and communities, through people in communion with each other. It doesn't ask you to believe evidence. It asks you to believe me.